outside.
Cheetah chases a toy at 70 miles an hour! Whoop-a-doo-doo-doo. I'd give him a round of applause, but I can't. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You're so slow. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm not impressed. Oh.
Get as close as you dare to the world's fastest carnivore, Cheetah Run, always included at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And before your visit, don't forget to download the free Safari Park app.
Folks on the beach here, don't forget to swing by the merchandise tent to pick up the latest in Crew Classic apparel. San Diego Crew Classic merchandise is available at the merchandise tent and at our online store at crewclassic.org. And mentioning the crewclassic.org, if you have access to the internet here on the shoreline, you can check out for results, official results, at crewclassic.org/results. And also, we're lined up with Twitter at twitter.crewclassic.org. That's where you can get official results, as well as they are posted in the concession area beneath the VIP tent. Jim, it looks like the wind has died down ever so slightly. So, Jim Jorgensen, what are we looking like at the start, and what are the weather conditions down in your area?
We still continue to have a tailwind coming from the starboard side of the cruise. Very fair conditions as we get ready for the start of race number 8, the Women's Collegiate Varsity. Might as well go through the lane assignments. In lane 1, it's University of San Diego. Lane 2, Loyola Marymount University. 3 is Kansas State University. St. Joseph's is in 4. Bates College is in 5. And Southern Methodist University is in 6. Very fair conditions. Once again, there's a quarter tailwind coming off the starboard side of the cruise.
University of San Diego.
Official John Walker is starting to pull the cruise now. We should have a start momentarily.
St. Joseph. Bates. SMU. Attention.
Attention.
Go.
And we have a start for race number 8, Women's Collegiate Varsity Heat A. All crews away nicely. Once again, the stroke rate is up around the 42, 43 stroke per minute. Early race leader appears to be Loyola Marymount in lane 2. University of San Diego in 1. It's in that second spot. And then you can throw a blanket over the other 4 crews. They're pretty much bow ball to bow ball. Coming up to the 250-meter marker here, the black flag that you can see off to the left. And now it's University of San Diego, your race leader in lane 1, followed by Loyola Marymount in 2. Third spot goes to lane 3. That's Kansas State. The Wildcats holding that spot down. St. Joseph's, actually Bates College now making a move out here in lane number 5. So, overlap between all 6 crews as we approach the 500-meter mark, the quarter pole in this 2,000-meter race. But the Torero is still your race leader. University of San Diego in lane 1 now, probably a full boat length advantage over the second place crew from Loyola Marymount. Positions 3, 4, and 5 very tightly contested between lanes 3, Kansas State, St. Joseph's, and 4, and Bates College. And the Mustangs from SMU are the race trailers, but not out of it. That's it at 500 meters. Back to you at the tower.
University of San Diego comes into this race with quite a bit of racing. They have just come back from a road trip where they beat Tulsa, Kansas State, and Iowa in racing. They did lose to Oklahoma, but what's on the line here is an automatic qualifier for the West Coast Conference to the NCAA championship. So University of San Diego could be looking at their first NCAA appearance. And they, of course, are racing against their conference teammates, Loyola Marymount, who has beaten West Coast Conference former defending champion Gonzaga. But right now, University of San Diego is the defending championship of the West Coast Conference, and they're looking at their first ever NCAA appearance possible this year. Kansas State representing the Midwest. St. Joseph's here from Philadelphia, and Bates finished 5th in the Division III National Championships last year, and they're currently ranked number 3, coming the furthest from Lewiston, Maine, and Southern Methodist from Texas.
Checking our lane assignments. In lane number 1, it's the University of San Diego, and their our early leader. In lane number 2, Loyola Marymount University. In lane number 3, it is Kansas State University out of Manhattan, Kansas. In lane 4, St. Joseph's from Philadelphia. In lane 5, it is Bates College. And in lane number 6, SMU. And that's kind of the way they are in the lineup in our race progress right now. USD, Loyola Marymount, Kansas State, St. Joe's, Bates, and SMU right across the leaders to the trailing crew in lanes 1 through 6.
These varsity crews are handling these conditions. As I mentioned earlier, these crosswinds create a corkscrew effect for the boat. So the boat will roll through the little wakes that are presented by the wind, and you would expect these varsity crews to handle it quite well, and they are. University of San Diego on their home waters, just looking like they are very, very comfortable as they stretch out to 34. Followed, I believe, by the crew in lane number 2, Loyola Marymount, giving them a challenge, and quite a battle out there for the final place in the grand final. Places 1 through 3 will advance to tomorrow's grand final at 10:30, and the petite final would be 4, 5, and 6. So we have quite a race on for those final qualifying positions for the grand final.
University of San Diego continues on the lead. They're right on the shoreline here. Loyola Marymount is off their outside shoulder. And then quite a bug tussle there between Kansas State and St. Joseph's. They are in lanes 3 and 4 respectively. And then on the outside, Bates beginning to make a little bit of a move up. And on the far outside is SMU. Right at just inside the 1,000-meter mark, Bates began to make a move, and they are making a move on the outside. Along the shoreline, University of California, University of San Diego, Loyola Marymount, and then looking to the far outside, Bates has certainly picked it up and begun to move up as St. Joseph's has fallen back, as has Kansas State, and then trailing is SMU.
Yes, I think Bates, as a Division III college, maybe wasn't as respected as they should have been. They are a very fast crew, even with the limitations that are placed on them by the NCAA training restrictions. But yes, they are certainly bringing the race back to Kansas, and St. Joe's is hooking onto their stern and pulling back on Kansas as well. Meanwhile, University of San Diego, very comfortable sitting on top of their lead, and Loyola Marymount they are, I think, assured of a qualifying spot, but the placing, I think, is going to be a challenge because here comes Bates.
Loyola Marymount has also picked it up. The University of San Diego along the shoreline continues to move smoothly. Loyola Marymount has now come up to challenge Bates on the outside with St. Joseph and Kansas State, and then comes SMU. This is the University of San Diego. They have a slight bit of open water over Loyola Marymount, but the very big interest will be if Bates can catch up. They're about 6 seats behind, and now it's almost stern to bow marker of a lead for Loyola Marymount for that second qualifying position. Then there's quite a battle going on between Kansas State pushing back against St. Joseph's, and then the outside SMU. Easily moving towards the finish line is the University of San Diego, with the Loyola Marymount apparently holding off the battle with Bates for that second qualifying position. Then on the outside goes Bates. Kansas City and St. Joseph's battling it out for the 4th position. And for bragging rights there, they're coming up strong towards the finish line. Kansas State, and looks like they may have just clipped St. Joseph's at the finish line. So it looks like unofficially, University of San Diego, Loyola Marymount, Bates, Kansas State, St. Joe's, and SMU.
No, and every one of these places counts because how you finish in these qualifying rounds determines your seeding for tomorrow's races. So for those petite finals, that final sprint for Kansas and Bates and St. Joseph's, all very important for determining the lane assignments for tomorrow's petite final.
Folks, we've had some very, very exciting races here out of the first 8 that we've had, if not on the head of the race, at least for battle for points in the NCAA situation. And if you would like to have a souvenir copy of any one of these 8 races, and all 8 of them have really been very interesting, then stop by the merchandise tent. Generally, they will have a copy of that race available for you about a half hour to an hour